African-American teacher at Valley Park for the 13 years I was there. 35% African-American. And it's a lot of pressure on a person. But I embraced it, and I used it for good, and it also helped my coworkers understand situations when they get mad because their kid doesn't have a pencil. You don't know what that kid went through the night before, or why they don't have a pencil, or just anything, some teachers just don't think about or understand the fact of what these kids are going through. And I was able to do that while I was at Valley Park. All right, that's me. You see Debbie's husband, Mr. Grimshaw. I got an Athlete of the Month award. It's kind of funny. Over here is the groundbreaking. On the left is the groundbreaking at LaSalle Springs. I was in one of the first classes. I went to the junior high, then I was in one of the first classes to go to LaSalle Springs, and I don't know if you guys remember Scott Francine. Okay, that's him up here. And on the right is me cheering, me up at the top, in a center split. Can barely do it now, still. But that's when I was cheering. And as Miss Hines told you guys, I was a cheerleader here, and I loved it. It was so fun. And Miss Hines, she knew my situation. She knew I was poor. She knew I couldn't afford anything. Days we had football games, basketball games, she bought me dinner. She took me to McDonald's all the time, Hardee's all the time. Her bill is high. I owe you. But not only that, she helped pay for my uniforms. Couldn't afford them. She helped get my sweats paid all 4 years. I couldn't afford that stuff. She did that for me. And it meant so much. But one thing she did for me that I'll never forget. Hello. Come on now. So, my senior year comes up, and she goes, "What college you going to?" And I said, "I'm not going to college. That's not what we did in our family. We went straight to work to make some money." And she was like, "No, you're going to college. You're filling out that FAFSA and you're going to college." And I did. If she hadn't done that, I would not be here today.
She would have done it. Don't be fooled.
I would not have done it, and I probably would not have been here today talking to you guys. So I want you guys to give her a hand, please. Can you carry that thing? So I can actually afford to get that because.
There you go. Now we're even.
All right, moving on. All right, that's me and my brothers on my way to college for the first time. The first in my entire family. And I have a big family. It's huge, okay? I was so proud that day. The next one is me teaching at Valley Park. We had a blast. I had a great partner, and that's us playing the Grinch game. We had Grinch outfits on, and we're dragging kids down. It was their favorite game. They loved it. I had a blast there. All right, let's talk about trauma. Trauma is a deeply distressing or disturbing experience that a lot of kids may go through. How many of you have ever heard of ACE? A few people? Okay, it's adverse childhood experiences, events during a childhood that they may go through. For example, it could be good or bad, like going through divorce or going to Six Flags. Okay, those are the events that can shape a child. All right, can we yell out some symptoms of students with trauma? Anybody? Withdrawn? Behavior. Know about that? Anger? Just mad? Sleepy. That's a good one.
Low grades.
Absences. Low grades.
Self-harm.
Self-harm, possibly. You're all right. But keep in mind, like I said, I didn't show it. I was a good kid. I always followed directions. I always followed directions. So it's really important that we watch and listen to our students. All right, let's change the mode a little bit. We're gonna do a little bit of rock, paper, scissors. So you're gonna go to two people, and you're gonna do rock, paper, scissors with them, and then go ahead and have a seat. Go ahead, get up, move around. Yeah, two people.
I wouldn't go to change.
Raise your hand if you won both times. Won both times. Okay, Miss Strauss, are you paying attention? They get a day off tomorrow. They get a day off tomorrow. Good job, guys. Rock, paper, scissors. That's how I solve situations in my class most of the time. You got an issue? Rock, paper, scissors. It worked. They're so angry going up to you, and when you tell them rock, paper, scissors, they get excited. They're like, ooh, we get to play a game. And then they lose, and they know, hey, I can't do anything. I lost. And if they win, obviously, they're happy. That's how I solve most of my issues. I didn't have discipline problems, mainly in elementary PE. Now, even though I taught elementary PE, all of this goes to every grade and every kid. You know, most I had was, he hurt my feelings, or she hurt my feelings. And I'll take that over a fight any day. Okay? CARE. CARE is the acronym that I made up at a PE conference. I wanted to present at the state conference, and I made that acronym up on my own. It's changed a lot, but I own it. It stands for Compassion, Attitude, Relationship, Extra. And I'll talk about this young fella in a second. The C stands for compassion. It's easy to see students as a number. In high school, there's so many of them. There's so many kids. And one thing we gotta understand is the fact that they're human. They're kids, they're not machines that just regurgitate the things that we teach them. They're people. They wanna know what's going on in the world. They wanna know, they're curious. Talk to them. Communicate with them. Ask about their goals. One time in fitness testing, we're doing height and weight. And I had to do it every kid, and I got bored. And I was like, you know what, I wanna ask every kid, what do they wanna be when they grow up? And I went up there with this kid, and I said, hey, what do you, and he was a kid that I had issues with all the time. I said, hey, what do you wanna do when you grow up? He said, I wanna be a firefighter. So 3 weeks passed, and I see him, and I said, hey, I wanted to tell you, I saw a fire truck last week, and it reminded me of you. I could picture you in there driving it. And he smiled like he never did before. And ever since then, I hooked him. I got him. And he smiled at me every time I saw him after that. And he talked about what he wanted to be when he grew up. Something that simple. Took 5 seconds. And I got that kid. And it was pretty cool. It was very cool. Ask them about their goals. Ask them about their weekend. What'd you do over the weekend? What'd you do over your break? And then that can lead on to more conversation and relationships in the future. Call home when students show improvement. I remember calling home once, and a mom said, she didn't say hello, she said, what do you do? That was her response. What did you do this time? And I said, actually, he's doing amazing. I just want you to know how awesome he's doing. And I wanted to let you know so you can, continue to encourage him. And I could feel her smiling on the other end of the phone. She was so happy took 5 seconds to do. And it made her month, probably. Try to find new things about them. Hey, nice shoes. They get a haircut. Hey, nice haircut. Cool shirt. Think they got that in my size? Something simple that kids enjoy to just grab them. And that's what we want to do. The A stands for attitude. Keep it positive. It's really easy when you're asked to do more and more things constantly all year. Do this, do that. Professional development that has nothing to do with what you're doing. I'm a PE teacher. I dealt with that all the time. You know, you got to be positive in that. Other teachers are looking at you under a microscope. That can be stressful. When it's October and April, when you're down, you have no energy left, it's important to be positive. Students are looking at you, whether you know it or not. You don't think they are, but they are watching. I do a weekly YouTube blog on my channel, and a kid from Valley Park commented on it. He said, I never had her as a teacher, but every time she went to the cafeteria, she smiled at me. I always remember that she smiled at me every single time she went to the cafeteria. You know, I have no idea who that kid was at all. I tried, I don't know who he was, but he remembered every time I was there that I smiled at him. They're watching. I want you guys to think back when you were in school. Some of us have to think a little bit than others. And I want you to think to yourself, if there was a time where there was a negative experience with a teacher. Raise your hand if you have it. You don't have to tell us. It's okay. Blow up. That's the importance of knowing that kids are watching you. They really are watching you in your every move. Be honest. Tell them about a college trip to Colorado that you got coming up. Tell them if you got a new car. Go take them out. Check it out. You know, be human. That's what they want. They want to see that you're human just like them. And then they'll open up to you, okay? When you're with your students, talk about your life. Don't tell them you went to the bar last week, but you want to tell them, you know, something exciting about your life that they can see you as not just a teacher, okay? All right, relationship. Relationship is the most important part of my acronym CARE, okay? The first part is search for divine appointments. This girl right here, sweetie, she was an elementary student that I had, and when she was in middle school, I worked intramurals after school, and I needed help, so I would recruit middle schoolers to come help me. And when we dismissed the kids, she came to my office and she said, Coach Davis, I remember when we used to talk. And I said, okay, well, let's talk. You want to talk? Come on, let's go. And she said, I want to kill myself. Do you think if I didn't have a relationship with that student, she would tell me something like that? Absolutely not. Come to find out, she attempted to commit suicide twice before she talked to me. But we had that relationship, and she was able to come to me and feel comfortable to come talk to me. So I stopped what I was doing. I sat her down, and I just listened. I just listened to her. And come to find out, Dad was molesting her for years, and she just didn't want to live anymore. She gave me permission to tell her story. And I told her, I'm a mandated reporter. I have to tell. I know this is important information, but I have to tell. And she said that was fine. And I told the next day, and he immediately got arrested. He's actually still in jail. It's been 8 years. He's still in jail and he'll be deported as soon as he's out. And she texted me. She's doing great. That's her right there on the right. She's doing really great. She has 2 kids. She lives in Indiana. She texted me last week. And she said, "Thank you for saving my life." And I said, "Saving your life? You came to me. You built the confidence to come to me, to tell me your story. I thank you. You're my hero." And so that was one of the divine appointments that I'm talking about. I was ready to go home. I was tired. I could have said, when she said, I remember when we used to talk and be like, "Hey, you're silly, get out of here, go home." But I knew that she had something to tell me. So pay attention to office frequent flyers. They're there for a reason. You guys know that. They're trying to get attention somehow. But we got to find out why. And we got to be patient to find out why. Sometimes we get all and mad and irate. I wasn't a perfect teacher. I've raised my voice. There's times where I went home and I was like, "I wish I could have done something different." However, try to pay attention to those frequent flyers and why they do the things they do. Hugs, fist bump, pat in the back, that still matters to kids. It might not seem like a big deal, but that interaction does count, and it helps. Have students remind you of something. "Hey, remind me to go to my car at lunch and get a book." They love that. It makes them accountable, and you're paying attention to them. Listen to pay attention to nonverbal cues, okay? Look at their eyes when you ask them something. I mean, some of this takes time to do, but it's important. It's very important. Recognize students succeeding outside of your class, sports teams, dances. Recognize them in front of their peers. You guys just did it today with the Snickers. Even adults need recognition. There's nothing wrong with that. But kids still love it. I don't want you to think, "Oh, they're in high school, they don't like that childish stuff." Yes, they do. They love it. It means a lot to them. The extra. The E stands for extra. Going above and beyond. Did any of you guys recognize this little girl right here? That's Anisha Hudson. Were any of you here with Anisha Hudson? No? Remember? Maybe over time you'll think about it. But she graduated from Eureka High School along with my nephew, Latonya Davis. And she was at Valley Park before she was at Eureka High School. And right before she left, her house caught on fire, right before Christmas. And the community, the staff at Valley Park was so good. They came together, got money, items, furniture, things that they could use, and we brought it there that day. That's when we took that picture. Just going above and beyond for our students. Mentoring students, something you can do. Collect hair products. Why would I have that there? Let me tell you something. African American hair is very important to African American people. When your student doesn't want to take their hat off, it could be because they're being, that kind of kid, confrontational. But it could also mean their hair's messed up. Remember I talked about they got to wake up early, super early to get on that bus? They didn't have time to get their hair together. So that's very important. I had a great principal and assistant principal my first 5 years, and they taught me how to do some of these things that you care. And my twin was a beautician, and they would pay. Look, we had kids that were acting out, that was done right. It sounds crazy, but it does work. And they would pay my twin to do their hair with the parents' permission. Paid my twin to do their hair during school. Discipline stopped immediately. Immediately. The kids would smile and be happy because they looked good, and it just worked out. I would have a big box of hair supplies in my office in the gym. Girls always need ponytail holders. I bought a ton of ponytail holders, barrettes, headbands, things like that. So teachers, what they would do at Eureka, this is Eureka, At Valley Park, they would send the kids whose hair was not done and they were upset to me. And I would do their hair in my office. I'd say, step right in. Have a seat. And I'd style their hair and I'd put them in front of a mirror. And it's just little things, okay? Little things for kids, okay? Use helpers, go to events outside of school, lunch with students, fun classroom assignments. A little extra, let's talk about home visits. They're so important. How many of you have ever gone to home visits? They are so good. It's so important. You go with another teacher, you ask the parent what the needs are for the kids. The research proves that discipline decreases. This kid right here was acting out. We didn't know why. Assistant principal said that's a prime example for a home visit. We go to his house, come to find out mom was on her deathbed and grandma was sick too. We would have never known if we hadn't went to their house. Come to find out, 2 months later, mom died. 2 months after that, grandma died. We would have never known, because he never told us. We would have never known if we hadn't gone on that home visit. If you have a chance to go on a home visit, do it. It's an eye-opener if you get a chance to do that. Okay, and this is even more. I helped a kid go to college last year at Central Methodist. I took him there 3 times. The community came together, helped him. It was a really cool thing. Try not to save them all because you may disappoint yourself. It's been hard. There's been lots of times where I wondered why I couldn't get those kids. I get upset, I get depressed, and you just gotta understand you can't save them all. You know, and it can be challenging for male teachers, building relationships with students. Be aware of that. Uncomfortable situations may arise, suicide, neglect, abuse. Parents can call or email too much. They want to be friends on Facebook. Try to keep it professional. The discipline decreases because of all of these different reasons, okay? I want to take this time to have you guys think, as we close, think about things that you do that can show students that you care, C-A-R-E, those different characteristics. Understand that each child is different and you may be the only person in their lives to show them that you care. So please keep that in mind. Stay in touch. I have a YouTube blog on a YouTube channel. Come check it out. I have cards up here. Share my videos. Are there any questions? I could hear a pin drop. Yes?
Just a comment and thank you for giving back.
Yeah.
No problem. Thank you guys. Thank you very much. So you're going to get an email, another one, about a survey. It's only a 3-question survey, maybe tomorrow. Please let us know what you think. We can learn how I can improve on this presentation because I plan on giving more and more of them in the future. So thank you so much. If you're a teacher here at 92 and 97, stand up real quick. Can you guys thank these guys?